Hello and welcome back to 2CrazyMedia. I'm Matthew and today we are going to have another short video on my favorite games of 2025. I thought before these Tuesday, Thursday videos where we start looking ahead to this year, 2026, what we're anticipating, what we're looking forward to, I thought instead we can kind of look back really quickly and just talk about last year, as we didn't really upload that many videos in 2025, and just kind of talk about some of our favorite games and movies of last year. So in this video, we're going to do a little shorter video talking about some of my favorite video games that I played last year. While I didn't play that many video games last year because I was a little busy, I'm definitely planning on playing more this year. But in terms of last year, I'm going to kind of go over a handful of games that I really enjoyed playing, just kind of talk about them, give them some love, and then I'm going to go over my top 2 favorite games right after, at the end of the video. So we're going to start with just some games that I really did enjoy. Obviously not enough to rank them, but still absolutely love them. Some of these games I maybe have not finished yet just because I don't have the time yet, but games that I absolutely enjoyed however much I got to play of them. A big part of last year were indie games. Indie games were massive last year. They absolutely blew up, and they absolutely dominated the Game Awards and everything. So there are going to be a lot of indie games I am going to be talking about at the beginning. So one game that has not gone any of the attention it deserves, and it deserves more people to be talking about it and absolutely obsessing over it, is Sword of the Sea. This is a brand new game that came out, I'd say, in late August, early September. It came for free on PS Plus, which is why I tried it out. And I absolutely loved it. This is a game where you kind of just surf on the sea on a sword. It's very simple, and but it's like a sea of sand, and then sometimes a sea of water. But it's a very simple game when you first look at it, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's a very short experience. If you're looking for a game that you can finish in maybe say 5 to 6 hours, this is a great game for you. It's fun. It's got some even fun boss battles towards the end. It's just an enjoyable time, and it's such a vibe. It's a beautiful game. It's got great soundtrack and everything, so give it a shot. Another short indie game that I loved is Blueprints. This is a game that honestly I just started pretty recently, as I've just heard so much buzz about it when people are talking about their games of the year, and this is one I was like, it's for free on PS Plus, I need to try it out. And Blueprints instantly got me hooked. It's sort of this, I loved putting down different rooms and trying to find the different combinations of how to get to the room at the end, of how to get to room 46. And some rooms have keys, some rooms have gems, some rooms have different other things that kind of will affect how you play. In some rooms, you can even carry on items to the next day. And it's sort of this mechanic of trying to find your way to the end, but also trying to make enough rooms and fill it out and still have enough footsteps to reach the end is really interesting. And the game is still very hard. I have not finished it yet, actually. I'm still trying to get through it. It's just a very confusing game. I even started taking notes on it, which is something I never do on games. So that's been interesting to kind of be taking notes on a game and kind of but it's really fun. It's a super fun puzzle game if you are into any kind of puzzles and haven't tried Blueprints out. Seriously, it's one of the best puzzle games of the year. Give it a try. It's such a fun game, and it looks awesome as well. Another game I really enjoyed was Dispatch. This is a game that just blew up out of nowhere. It came out, and I'm not a massive Telltale fan. I've played a few Telltale games and never really loved them, but this is a game that came out and I absolutely adored. I just had to play it because everyone else was talking about it, and it's so much fun. I love superheroes. It's all the Marvel movies and news about stuff like that is something we talk a lot about on our Sunday news videos on this channel. And so, kind of having a superhero story, but in video games and in a Telltale game is awesome. It's fully original. It's got great writing. The music is fun. It's just such a good story, and a lot of Telltale games can feel janky at times. This game doesn't feel janky at all. It is jankless. It's really good. It's really smooth, and it's just a great story. So fun to look back on other people on YouTube and see what choices they made and all that. It's a great time. I absolutely love Dispatch. Another game is Expedition 33. Obviously, you knew this would be on my list. Kind of shocking that it's not in my top 2. But this is a game that I kind of got into very late, obviously, like a lot of people. I knew a lot of people talking about it. My co-host, who's not here today, he played through the whole thing, absolutely loved it. And I really enjoyed it as well. While it's not my favorite thing, and it got me into turn-based action games in a way I never thought I would be into at the start. And I really loved it. And I think it's a game that got me into a new genre that I never thought I would like. and now I'm like, I'll play really anything in that genre now if it's good. Like, I'm down. And that's thanks to Expedition 33. It's just with music is fantastic, story is fantastic, the game looks awesome, the design is just so unique and so cool, and it's just a great game, so deserving of Game of the Year at the Game Awards, and just really everywhere that it's cleaning up awards, it's very deserving. Another game I really did love, another indie game, is Skate Story. Skate Story is the last indie game I'm going to be talking about in this video. I know I've only talked about indie games so far, but Skate Story is awesome. I love skateboarding games. Skate 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, and Skate Story was kind of an interesting one for me. It came out at the very end of last year, and is kind of this very much indie-forward game made by one person, published by Annapurna, and it's just awesome. It looks beautiful. It's one of the most unique games I've ever played. I love the music. I love everything. It's just this weird vibe going on, and it's so much fun. It's so engrossing. I like the gameplay. While I'm not the biggest fan of using buttons to do tricks instead of like in the skate games where you use the right joystick to kind of do tricks, while I'm more of a fan of that as it feels more natural and feels more kind of realistic, I did really enjoy the game, and the story is awesome. The boss battles are really fun, and they're not too hard, but they also give a challenge as you move forward into the game. It's just a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed that game. And then now on to the more AAA games, the bigger games to talk about. And then before we get to the top two, one more game I want to talk about that I really did enjoy was Battlefield 6. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of first-person shooting games, especially multiplayer ones. I'm not a massive multiplayer person. I prefer narrative, single-player, story-driven games. But Battlefield 6, as soon as that open beta came out at the start, I knew I had to play it. I had to try it. Everyone was talking about it, and I was absolutely obsessed with it. For that one weekend of the open beta, it was like this obsession where it was some of the most fun I've ever had playing a multiplayer game, and at least the most fun I've ever had this year playing any multiplayer game. You know, playing with my friends and kind of calling out objectives and just yelling and screaming on the mic. It's like all out craziness. That game is insane. It's the destructibility of all the buildings and walls is insane. It's awesome. The vehicles, the tanks, it's just madness, but it's so cool. It's so immersive. I had such a blast, and just the full game really did live up to the expectations. It truly is the best Battlefield game we've gotten in a very long time. So much fun. Respawn and just everyone that worked on the game, you know, Battlefield Studios, this whole massive group of different studios, Criterion, Respawn, so many people from EA that all worked together on this game. Insane. Just, they did such a good job with Battlefield 6 and the multiplayer especially. Absolutely loved it. Played a little bit of the free Battle Royale mode that came out, RedSec, a few months ago. I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. Played it for a few days. But then again, I'm not a massive Battle Royale person, so it only kept me for about a weekend or so. Alright, now for my top 2 games of the year. My first game, my number 2, is going to be Ghost of Yotei. If you know anything about me, I absolutely love open world narrative driven games, especially PlayStation ones. For some reason, PlayStation is just really good at crafting these beautiful open world games with amazing narratives that don't feel like they're checklists. And I will say, the first Ghost of Tsushima kind of felt a little bit checklisty, but I still loved it. It's a game I absolutely adored. I played so much of it. I have so many hours in Ghost of Tsushima. Love the story, love Jin, love the map. It's a beautiful game, absolutely fantastic. And so I was so excited. It was one of my most anticipated games, Ghost of Yotei, and it absolutely delivered. I would say Ghost of Yotei is interesting because it is very much similar to the first game. It doesn't do much new. It's kind of similar, but then again, I don't think that's such a bad issue, a big issue. It's not a bad thing. I mean, like, Ghost of Tsushima is such an amazing game. I'm kind of glad they didn't change too much. But the things they did change, and the things they added on, and things they fixed, and things from Ghost of Tsushima that weren't the greatest that they fixed in Ghost of Yotei, absolutely make it such a better game. I still don't know if I love either or, just more based off vibes and my personal love, but I think in terms of what is the better game, it's Ghost of Yotei by a landslide. I mean, like, this game is just insane. I love the story. I honestly fell in love with Atsu more than I did with Jin, and I love Jin. But Atsu, I didn't love at the beginning the story of just revenge. I thought it was pretty basic, but towards later in the game, you really just discover how amazing this game is. And I loved it. I love the map. The world is beautiful. It's gorgeous, and it's just an amazing game. I seriously recommend it. It's my second favorite game of the year, and one of my favorite experiences of this year is just how alive the world is. I think that's the best thing I could say about the game, is just how alive it feels. I mean, like, you can ride around and just random NPCs can come up to you. People, you know, anyone you can talk to. You can save people from the bad guys, and then they'll give you a side mission. Everything leads to a side mission, and I think that's insane. And it kept me so long just exploring side missions. It took me so long to finish the main story because I was so engrossed with side missions. I've fully platinumed the game on PlayStation. I absolutely loved it. I had a moment where I saved like a random NPC from a bunch of enemies, and I thought that was going to be it, but then a side mission started with him. He takes me to a cave and to help his wife, and I won't spoil anything else from the mission, but genuinely I started to tear up at the end of the mission. I was just so amazed with what was happening and just how just kind of immersed I felt in that world. So Ghost of Yotei, my number 2. All right, my number 1 my favorite game of 2025 is Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. I absolutely loved it. The story is really what got me into that game. It was what got me through the game. I never cried harder during a video game than Death Stranding 1. But the one thing I didn't love about Death Stranding was the gameplay, honestly. And like a lot of people, I felt almost I was dreading the moments when I had to face BTs and all that stuff. But in Death Stranding 2, it gives you the tools, and it kind of gives you the tools to feel confident going out, to have fun. It's fun. I actually, the opposite of this game. I loved going out. I loved exploring. I loved making deliveries. It was something I actually was obsessed with. And Death Stranding 2 blew me away. I mean, like, the story is just as good as the first, if not more epic. It's exhilarating. It's crazy. The last act, the last 2 hours of that game is insane. Blew me away. So much fun. Me and my co-host, that's usually on videos with me, he wasn't even playing the game, but he had to sit in the room with me while I finished the game because we were just blown away the whole time. I absolutely love Death Stranding 2. I love anything Kojima does now. Seriously, this game blew me away. The acting was fantastic. I can't believe it was not nominated for any awards, the Game Awards, for acting. It's crazy. But I mean, like, from the combat, everything was the gunplay, fighting BTs, the stealth, everything has just been improved tenfold with this game. And I absolutely loved it. I mean, it's probably the best looking game I have ever played, other than like Alan Wake 2, and that says a lot. Death Stranding 2 is beautiful. It's gorgeous. The Decima engine is crazy. That is a powerhouse of an engine, and I love Death Stranding 2. It's a game I absolutely adore, a game I can't wait to play more of. I've put at least 80 hours into that game already, and it came out over the summer. It was a game I played all throughout the summer. Insane. It's the only game I played really for like 2 months straight. I absolutely adore Death Stranding 2. It is my favorite game of the year, and honestly would probably be in like my top 15 favorite games of all time. It's that good. I absolutely love Death Stranding 2. It was a masterpiece. Insane. The map is so crazy. It's so much fun doing deliveries. The boss battles with these giant BTs, like this giant squid and lions, were insane and crazy and so cool looking. And just really, this game is just magical. I seriously recommend give Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei a chance. And really every game I talked about on this list. A lot of these games are shorter indie games, but seriously, it was a great year for games, especially indie games. And Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei are my favorites. Alrighty, that is going to be all for today's video. It is a little bit of a shorter video again, but I promise this Sunday we're going to finally get back to our news video. It's going to be a much longer video talking about the biggest news that you need to know about of the week in video games and movies. So I hope you can stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on Sunday. Goodbye.